All right, so in this video right here, I'm going to explain to you how to solve this particular problem. And all we're doing is we're using the graph to solve this equation. And this says that f of x is greater than 0 and f of x is less than 0. F of x itself is just the function. So I'm looking at just this function, and I want to know when is it greater than 0. So basically, if you use this line sitting right here, use this line right here, that's your 0 line. So I want to know when is the function above the line and when is it below the line. In this particular case, what we're looking at when it says greater than 0, we need to identify the inequality here. An inequality says greater than. That means that we have to be above the line and we cannot be equal to 0. So I'm above the line sitting at this point right here where I can't be equal to 0. I'm also above the line all the way on this asymptote right here. Right? So I'm looking at these x values where I'm above the line at. So this x value can't be above it either. So we're above the line from whatever this is right here. Let me erase this line so I can see what it is. So I'm above the line here, here, and here. So this tells me I'm above the line from -3 to 0, and I can't include those values. You can't include them because it says greater than. You need to have the equal sign underneath that to include it. So we're going to be above the line from -3 to 0, and they're also above the line from 2 to looks like infinity. So we need a union because we have a gap there. So this is 2 to infinity. That's when we're above the line. And this one says, when is the graph below the line, basically. But now you can have it equal to the zeros here. Now it can be equal to those zeros. But you have to be careful because we can't have it equal to what we call our asymptotes. So it actually can't be equal to where the zeros are at on this red line. It will never be equal to those. But it can be equal to this x-intercept because there's not an asymptote here. These red lines are asymptotes, and we need to remember that an asymptote means that it approaches it, but it never touches. So that's why you can't have it equal to these values because it'll never touch these values right here. And so I'm looking for where is it below? Well, it's below from -6 to -3. It's also below from here from 0 to 2. But we can include the 2. We need a union because we have a gap. We can include the 0, but we can't include the 2. And so what this is saying now is the graph is above the line from these intervals from -3 to 0. We don't include the 0 here, though, because we have this symbol. And it's also above the line from 2 to 0, 2 to infinity. It's below the line from -6 to -3. We can include any x-intercept. We cannot include the asymptotes, though. That's why this is an x-intercept. These are asymptotes. So you have to be careful with that. So we're below the line from -infinity to -3. We're also below the line from this x-intercept, 0, to +2. We can't include the 2, though, because, again, we have an asymptote there.